It's a never-ending conflict that's been happening since Armenia became separate from the USSR. Unfortunately, ethnic cleansing is one of the ways to eliminate humanity, humans, and take over a rich source of land. Armenian is family. You are Armenian. Your family is Armenian. You come to Armenia, we literally open a red carpet for you. The first thing you will drink is Armenian coffee, whether you like it or not. Shyness is a taboo, and you better drink it with sugar. It will open your heart. We have so many sayings that is literally its own sugar craving when you say it in Armenian.
Welcome. You are now tuned in to a special edition of the EPB podcast. It's your boy, Matt Marshall, as usual. And today I got a special guest, my boy, Chris the Dawn Ohanian. My boy.
Doing?
Welcome to the pod, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate you coming. This is a special one. This is the first time I'm doing this, but I've wanted to do this for a while. So me and Chris, he was talking a little shit over text. He was like, let's see how many FIFA games you can win. We got the new EAFC 24 out. So we're going to be playing a little bit of FIFA for you guys to see while just kind of catching up because I haven't really caught up with my boy in a while.
First and foremost, I wanted to have a moment of silence with the Armenian victims in Artsakh. Let's hope the world becomes a better place for all of us. Continue us finding peace, comfort, creating families, and making the best out of ourselves wherever we are.
Absolutely. And I think that's actually a good starting point for tonight while we line up this match a little bit. Mm-hmm. But tell me a little bit. So Chris obviously is Armenian, and
Yes.
we just kind of had a little moment of silence here for Artsakh and what's going on. Can you give me kind of like a good understanding of what's going on right now?
Yeah, of course. It's a never-ending conflict that's been happening since Armenia became separate from the USSR. From my own understanding, Joseph Stalin back then purposely left Artsakh, an autonomous region that is an integral state of Armenia, to the Azeris purposely so he can sell weapons and overall militia to Azeris, so this becomes a everlasting conflict between two. And till this day, it's been going on. Unfortunately, ethnic cleansing is one of the ways to eliminate humanity, humans, and take over a rich source of land
And natural resources, huh?
natural resources, and we have been in that region over thousands of years. We're considered one of the oldest ethnicities in the world. So I would say somewhat of in me has died because I was literally living there last year for 5 months, volunteering in villages and the cities of Yerevan and Gyumri, where kids are adults. And I wanted to be the example to provide them a better and broader future with opening a thrift shop there. Long story short, due to geopolitics, it's never ending. But I keep fighting and I keep bringing hope because once I've grown the seed here, I can expand. I do still believe that America is still the land of the endless possibilities. So why not continuing to grow that seed and build a bridge to my motherland and to many other people?
What you mentioned kind of two sides to this thing. Say that again. The Arits.
Artsakh.
So in Artsakh, which
Yeah.
is that major city, which is now
Artsakh is this overall state which is the size of Lebanon, we could say.
Okay.
And Artsakh has many older definitions to it. It's the it's a state where we can say the land of grape fields, the endless elevations of mountains, because it's a day and night difference when you compare to Armenia's topographic map or mountains or just overall landscape. And it's going way back to the kingdom of Armenia. And unfortunately, our kingdom has always been really big, medium, small, and then big again. So sizes of changing over decades and times. And for us, it means so much because since the first day the ethnicity started in that region, we have been living there more than Azerbaijan itself became its own country. But due to oligarchs and mafias and just blood money, drug money, you name it, the government just takes more and more every little piece of the land to sell it off easily, putting the money in their pocket and using the public, just like we see it in other parts of the world. It's like it's quite crazy how we see this very generally speaking.
Yeah.
And we, being such a small country and such a small population, we have always provided to the world powers. And this is why I even made a rap song last year. I wrote a whole bar while I lived in Armenia. And surprisingly, I never found out about this in me, that I could actually rhyme with every line in Armenian and just make a song out of it, not to monetize of it, just as a personal meaning, what it means for me to be Armenian. And through music, because it's just a huge part of my life, I think it's one of the greatest outputs out there that not just my people, but world other ethnicities can hear the revolutionary heart I have, in a good way of saying. And I honestly haven't checked back how many people have streamed it on Spotify, Apple Music. I just did it through DistroKid, and I just use very basic formulas, my phone, GarageBand, and just taking many takes on it.
We're gonna add that to the opening of this podcast, because I did not even know you had that song. I might have you play it for me at the end of this.
Absolutely.
So it's a civil war, correct? How would you
both.
describe it?
So it's the civil war with the government. Due to the last 40 years, it's always been a repetition of the same problem. And now with our neighboring countries, Azerbaijan, because of natural resources, they want to connect the pipeline from Azerbaijan through Armenia to Turkey, so they don't have to deal with Russia's conflict. Again, politics. And due to Armenia's government
willing to sell anything, and exploit their land and people.
Yeah, and this is where I do not understand, like, why is it that we have to give more land to make this pipeline go through when we can also have a hand in this pipeline? But Azeris are just so much into using propaganda over billions of dollars from abroad till this day to make their people see us being the inhumans.
Right. And as an enemy.
An enemy.
Have you ever seen Black Mirror?
I have, to a certain extent, bro, but
it's crazy.
Yeah, and it is another way, like iRobot, to program us, for us to not have an overreaction to what we're going towards worldwide.
Like we're headed towards it. There's a specific episode where it shows people in the military being, I guess in the dystopian future, programmed to see villagers of some country that they're invading
Mm-hmm.
as insurgents, as not insurgents, as monsters,
Yeah.
right? And then something happened where one of the guys programming glitches,
Yeah.
and now he sees a child where before he saw some orc that he
Yeah.
could just shoot and kill. And it just made me think about that in terms of what you talk about as programming. So the group I was talking about when I first asked you that these are the people of Azerbaijan that you're talking about. You call them
Yes. Azeris,
Azeris.
Azerbaijan.
Azeris, yeah. Okay.
They became an independent state in 1918. So this is like 1900s, and we have been there thousands of years, like I previously mentioned. And we had our own Mount Ararat, where the Noah Ark was last been.
Mm.
So because our culture is just so rich, we haven't had the opportunity to keep it integrally in our own nation. We have always been so innovative to provide this to other world powers, and then you question like why we're leading this way till this day. And we could have been way bigger when we kept the richness of these innovations. Like we have created the food truck that you see probably in every 4 block after 10 p.m.
Wait, the food truck.
The food
The food
truck.
truck is an Armenian invention.
Yeah.
Wow.
An Armenian man innovated this here in LA.
Wow.
The hair comb, the hairbrush, the wheelchair, the color of TV, the color of the dollar bill. So taking all these blueprints, why could we keep these to our own archives and let the 1%, the elites, the world powers come to us? So Israel is a whole nother example of that. They literally created their own state.
Yeah.
So we gotta learn from enemies and outsmart them. But there's so much more to it. But this is my own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how critical it can get, but I'm very proud to be Armenian, not dealing with politics. As long as my blood is Armenian and I can be the example to other people and my people, that's all matters. And my motto is giving, endless giving, because karma will always give back.
Mm. And how would you describe, like, you say you're one of the oldest ethnicities. How would you describe an Armenian to a layman's person who has no idea? Like if they go, what are you, Persian? Or is that Eastern? I know it's Eastern European, huh? Like, how would you kind of describe yourself and your family, your bloodline?
Overall, bro, I would say Armenian is family. You are Armenian. Your family is Armenian. You come to Armenia, we literally open a red carpet for you. The first thing you will drink is Armenian coffee, whether you like it or not. Shyness is a taboo, and you better drink it with sugar. It will open your heart. We have so many sayings that is literally its own sugar craving when you say it in Armenian. So that's the introductory when we welcome you. Even here, it doesn't matter if you go to Armenia, but...
So you're speaking of the culture. The culture is welcoming,
Yes.
home, love, yeah.
Warmth,
unity.
Mm-hmm. And because we have survived through such a long time, we still find every little tunnel vision of hope and peace. And this is besides even religion. Overall, like, we like to bring everyone together, and we should continue this with other races too. But as an Armenian in that region, it's not enough to be merciful, because we are dealing with unmerciful people, even within our own people.
Yeah.
Traitors, oligarchs, you name it.
Yeah. Which also seems to be that's a microcosm of a world issue.
Yes.
Where sometimes it just be your own people, selling you out or putting you down. And in your case, sometimes it's your own government, the people you trust the most. right, to have your back.
So I could also give you another description or example. You know the fruit pomegranate?
Mm-hmm.
So the pomegranate has many seeds in it, and these seeds are just so juiceful or juicy. Each one is a person, and that's how we describe it as being Armenian, because it's an Armenian symbol in our culture, in our country. We grow pomegranate trees. We eat pomegranate with every type of Armenian food, or even as a dessert. And these little juicy seeds in them, like that, you eat them like cherries. It just makes you feel how rich we are, like how big-hearted, rich we are towards each other and towards foreigners. Because for us, everyone is Armenian as long as you show your love and your respect, and you are culture.
Yeah. I can attest to that. I will say I've met quite a few Armenians in the LA area as I've been here for some years. And I will say that for the friends I've made, the Armenian friends I've made, it's always been love. I've been invited to certain very special occasions, birthdays, and other things that I couldn't pronounce, but you guys party big. And I will say, like, when I first moved here, I had zero clue of what Armenian was.
Yeah.
And how it was connected. Like, maybe like, are the Kardashians Armenian?
Oh, here we go.
Which I'm gonna have you speak. Actually, I'm gonna have you speak on that. But I will say before that, I will say that playing soccer with you guys, I mean, your language is so strong and so forceful that I would imagine that you're just screaming at each other the whole time, but only to realize that that's like, it's love. It's like, brother, you know what I mean? Like, brother, Ari. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is love. Like, this is not, you know, and that's a funny thing that you can kind of recognize around the world. There's so many people who might racially profile people who are loud, right? You know, these Africans are so loud, or, you know, these Arabs are screaming at each other and ha, 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 and I don't know what they're saying. And you have no idea what they're saying, but it's just kind of the profile of it. So I don't know if we were talking on camera as well as off camera about just that programming in your head, but that's what Eat Pray Ball is about. It's about connecting with cultures, understanding them more. And so I appreciate my boy coming on here and disambiguating some stuff about Armenia for us. Do you want to speak on Kardashians? What's are they Armenian? Do you claim them?
I think it's just so Americanized, using that whole line at every supermarket, at every random intersection, crossing the pedestrian, intersection. Like I said, they are half Armenian, and the other half is, I think, Greek. So Greeks are not that different than Armenians because they're almost neighbors too. Greeks and Armenians have lived thousands of years together too. Even in the Ottoman Empire, we both are Orthodox Christians. They're full of life. They love to party. They love to eat. They're very family oriented. Family orientedness is top notch in our culture. In that region itself, Middle Easterns live for this.
Yeah.
I do respect to what level they have come to, and I was hoping they can do much more than just posting and being vocal about it. I think they have so much more to reach, because I know that Kim Kardashian is also a lawyer, and she's helping inmates that were
imprisoned in America.
These kind of things that are dealing with justice and humanity, it's what I love. Of course, there's so much dirty work that these governments do, but you know how much outreach she has to what she has done through her
platform,
personal being, and also her mom. Her is it pampering that she literally
her pampering, conditioning kind of she created an image for her kids and really created a dynasty,
an icon, because I know she has managed Babyface. she's a powerhouse superwoman in
Yeah.
one. And these are the people I actually look up to as well. No matter how much criticism there is, I think we all are criticized in individual beings, but especially popularity. But I do respect her to what she has done so far, and I hope she can also turn these negative aspects too that I could talk about, but it's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's different.
And just keep looking forward towards the future for all of us.
Creating positivity out here.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate that. Let's hop on. Let's hop on a little FIFA.
Okay.
This.
Okay.
You gotta cheers first. You know, cheers.
Okay. I don't play Xbox, bro.
He's not an Xbox guy, but so I'll give him a handicap. But you know, you'll have to do your thing. You gotta hold the middle circle to turn it on. Yeah, he really doesn't play Xbox, yo.
It's so
there
heavy,
he is.
man. It's like going to the gym.
Exactly. You gotta lift some weights to be an Xbox player. So, you're Armenian. How did you end up supporting Milan?
So overall, Matt, I have been just following players, and I grew up with El Fenomeno, the original number 9 back in 2002 when they played against Germany in the final. Yeah, just following up with players, and Ronaldo being my own icon, because his footwork and his playing style was like nobody else's I've ever watched. And that's how I grew up. And of course, his season with Milan was not the greatest compared to all the other club teams he played for. And that's how I would just follow him as a player. And then I got into Milan because I saw there was a connection with family. Milan is family, AC Milan. And
not Inter. No family, not feeling the family love there.
Okay, so Inter actually comes from Academica Milan.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to make Inter more of an international team compared to AC Milan. AC Milan keeping domestic players. So that's what I like, because it connected to my roots, Armenian family, Armenia's flag color, red.
Yeah, that's true.
So
it just feels right.
Yeah. So that's how I pretty much grew up with soccer and me playing soccer.
But it was Fenomeno who really brought you to Milan.
Yeah.
Fenomeno went from Barcelona to Milan. Is that where he went? Okay.
Yes.
AC Milan first.
AC Milan, yeah.
And then went straight to Inter after.
I think it was...
Or went to Real Madrid and then... no, he was at Inter before Madrid.
He first started at Eindhoven. Then he went to Barca. After Barca to Milan. Inter Milan. And that's where he really broke... Did he break his knee?
Yeah, he tore ligaments in his knee. Yeah.
And then...
That was like ACL back when like ACL was a career-ending thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So... he was already like overweight, I would say, at AC Milan, but he was still like scoring goals and doing his duty as a number 99, putting that extra 9 on the back jersey. So, yeah, I think I wish he could have done more for us, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
He left as a legend.
He's a legend. You're right. PSV, Barcelona, went to Inter, then to Real, then AC, and only had 20 appearances at AC.
Yeah.
That's tough. 2007 to 2008. So, yeah, I guess I know him more as an Inter player, but he's really more of a Real player than anything.
A Real, yeah.
Yeah. But definitely had his time at AC. I wonder, so now knowing, because, you know, there's players like Luis Figo, who started at Barcelona and then became Real Madrid legends.
And went straight to Inter too.
And went to Inter as well. Clarence Seedorf. Another one, AC legend, but
Inter too.
But that's the thing. But I think they, just like Fenomeno, they went to Inter first and then went to AC. So I guess you guys are less bitter about those guys switching over than maybe an Inter fan would be. I wonder if Inter fans, not if they claim Seedorf, because
true. I didn't really dig into that, but he is on the top, just like George Weah.
George Weah. Yeah.
And now his son playing for Juve.
George Weah, the only African player ever to win a Ballon d'Or.
Yes.
And his son, Tim Weah, playing for Juve and balling low-key, took over that right wing back position that Cuadrado had sewn up.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and put Reece James in here. So what do you think about your team this year? It's a new team.
New team, new youngsters.
Yeah, young boys.
Definitely clutch move bringing in the
Americans.
The Americans, the Chelsea assets that Chelsea could have swept, but could have kept. But I think you know the better answer to that as a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to go into Chelsea. Like, that's a tough move. Obviously, it was a big move for him at the time, being American, coming from Dortmund.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's really tough. There's not much you can do about it. All right, welcome to the new FIFA, the new EA FC. Yunus Musa or Ruben Loftus-Cheek?
Loftus-Cheek definitely has more appearance and experience in
definitely more experience.
EPL. I mean, come on, compared to
La Liga.
I haven't really seen his performance at Valencia, so I should really check that out and give my own analysis what he can really do offer at Milan, because comparing La Liga and Serie A is definitely La Liga has
distracting him with questions while I go ham. But
serious questions.
Serious questions too.
La Liga compared to Serie A is definitely more fast paced.
Yeah.
But I think it will be an advantage to him. So I'm very hopeful for three of them: Loftus-Cheek, Pulisic, and Musa coming in strong.
Yeah, Musa looks good. I think you guys are gonna need a striker at some point.
Yeah,
Olivier, he's the man, but he's also 36 years old.
Yeah,
and he's had a very underrated career, to be honest. And now he's finally getting his flowers for the work he's done. But yeah, it's despite the goals he's been scoring for number 9, I still want a really proper number 9 at Milan. Yeah,
that will stay long, and also
you guys got a young team.
Yeah.
He's not ready for these moves. He's not ready for these moves.
Well, I mean, the angle you play from, bro. Like, I play at such a closer look because.
Oh yeah.
But
we can do that. We can zoom in.
But I don't want to be an excuse or.
Hey, bring all the excuses you want, baby. It's all W's here.
Usually, when I play with the new player, the first game is always warm up.
Yes, of course. Sure. Okay. Warm up. Yikes. So you talked about 5 La Liga not being like EPL, which I agree with.
Yeah.
What would you say? You know, it's funny. I don't usually do this. Again, this is the first time I've done this on this podcast. So the talking and playing is a little difficult, but it's good. It's like walking and chewing gum at the same time.
Or like when you have a passenger and you're going to miss the exit.
Exactly. Which one are you going to focus on? So you'll hear a lot of stuttering from us for these next 15 minutes.
Video edits.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of editing in here. But what do you think is the name? Put in order the top 5 leagues in the world as of right now.
Okay.
Your opinion as of right now.
Serie A, EPL.
Serie A is bigger than EPL. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. We're listening.
The third is, so I said Serie A, EPL, La Liga, Bundesliga. Period.
Serie A, EPL, La Liga, Bundesliga.
Yes.
And you won't even, I said top 5. He only named 4.
All 4.
You're going to put France last, or you're not even going to use France?
Portuguese league, and then France.
Yikes.
Yes.
Yikes. I'm playing with the French team next to remind you what is going on in
Was
this
this
world.
because
Portuguese
you heard the
league?
rumors with Zidane coming to Marseille now?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
Of all the teams he wouldn't coach, wouldn't coach the U.S. men's team, wouldn't coach. I think Spain was looking for a coach. Spain national team was looking for him to coach. If I were Zidane, I would just retire from all of that and just be a legend. But I guess he needs to do something.
Marseille has won UCL, right?
Yeah, Marseille is the only UCL in France. Wow, I'm messing up. Too much thinking. Actually, I think Lyon might have a Champions League too, but I'm not sure. It's definitely Marseille. They have more than PSG, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Marseille is also like Milan. They're very family. Like they are really locals. Like that's where Nasri is also from.
Yeah.
Payet, he came later.
I'm going the wrong way. Referee.
Oh, here we go.
What is your criteria for the best leagues? Like, why watch Italian league? Even though you fell in love with Italian league early on, we got to be honest. The last decade in Italy was ugly, like very difficult to watch. Juve won the last 10 Scudettos out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, outside of nostalgia, like what makes this league the best league?
Now it has definitely more improved. You see all criterias in one. You see skillful players, you see defensive players, you see sort of all kinds of mixtures of playing styles comparing to the past of Serie A games.
Yes.
Despite Juve, with the report with the lawyers and then doing the same thing what they even did in the past, so I'm not shocked that they did that in the last season.
You're referring to the allegations.
Yes, the allegations
that they have been woo, as he scores on me.
Rafa
Leao on point. We'll get back to that in a second, but Juve's allegations to them cheating the system. I can't even remember what exactly they've been accused of doing, but it's essentially cooking their books to be able to buy more players, essentially, right? They
buy more players.
Yeah, they're putting losses on their payroll, and the profits that they get, they're not reporting them. So it makes because financial fair play is about how much you have to have a certain amount of profit and loss at your club, right? So Juve has just been cheating this whole time. Ooh!
Oh my God.
Man, if Chelsea can just play like how I play with them, turning Madueke into a Neymar, that's all you need. So I qualify the best clubs as okay, he's starting to come into his own, y'all. I qualify the best clubs as the best leagues where there's parity in the clubs.
Parity in the clubs.
There's not all the time the best team is one team.
Yes. No farmers league.
Yeah, that comes off as a farmers league to me. So when you talk about Germany, Germany is the biggest farmers league in the world to me. And has been. But also, here he comes. I'm trying to think what else as he's running down the line, getting real tricky. Will you get up and save that? Yikes! This is game 1, y'all.
Keep thinking.
Giroud
for you, Chelsea.
Of course, Giroud, my Chelsea boy, the legend, the French legend. Yeah, so I would put Italy up there now because it's exciting. There's a lot of teams and a lot of players now that have kind of come come back into the fold over the
More
last 3-4
underdogs.
years. Now they have a team that's made it to the finals of the Champions League, so you can't even say that they're not doing well in Europe anymore. They are.
So which team is there again?
That one of those Milan teams.
Oh, here we go. I'm almost allergic because Çağlan Oğlu and then an Armenian player, Mickey. Come on, like.
Ooh. Yeah, man. Mickey came from Roma, right? He didn't play for AC ever.
No.
Okay.
We did offer him, but it was whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came off from Roma.
Ooh, tricky.
You know Chukwueze from Valencia?
Chukwueze, who actually is fighting for his position against Pulisic right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's good. It's good to have a team with competition in the ranks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not a bad thing.
But Pulisic can also be on the other wing, right?
Man.
He's hybrid.
Yeah, Pulisic can be in the middle. He can play the number 10 role.
Yeah.
Because he's not taking a wing spot from Leao.
Yeah.
But I also think Chukwueze, he's going to have to take some time to kind of get to his form.
Honestly, the control is exactly the same as the PS, just
100%. It's just the shape of the controller.
the shape, the handling.
Almost Sterling. Yeah,
So
I'm
do
getting
you
in my
play
trip
like
bag.
yourself in FIFA?
Yeah, that depends. How do you think? How do I play?
You do, because I'm like, this guy.
So for those of you who don't know, on and off the field, I am a trick stick hero. I will. Oh wow! I will mash that trick stick until I die. It's beautiful football only.
But your real FIFA player, when on the PS2, the analog stick, the skin, you would shed it off. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
So people used to act like I was going crazy on my stick if the stick was missing skin on it, but
Yeah.
that just means you're really playing FIFA because you know how. Oh, are you gonna pass? No, shoot, good job. Oh wait, I'm up one. We need to hold on to our lead. We need that. And look, just like that. Noah Okafor. And Okafor is from what? He's from Austria?
He's Austrian, but I honestly don't know what his actual ethnicity is.
Yeah, I thought he was Dutch, to be honest. But
Dutch.
maybe.
Like the other Dutch player that plays for Leipzig now. He's insane.
Xavi Simons.
Yes.
Yeah, he's good. He's good, and he's been highly touted since he was like 12 years old. Yeah, Xavi Simons is doing his thing. Matter of fact, I want to play with Leipzig next and see what they look like. But that's what so how long have you been playing FIFA? Can you remember?
My first FIFA, bro, has been since 2005.
Yeah. Yep. That even seems pretty recent, I should say.
It is recent, yeah. Oh my
Oh, yeah. 125 million for that. What? Tapping.
He didn't recognize that it was actually
A wide open goal.
Yeah. He was unsure.
So far as you've been playing this FIFA, how does it feel?
I don't see much of a difference,
Yeah.
but the dribbling is smoother, I would say.
Yes.
And defending too.
It feels more realistic. Ooh. Okay.
Shooting, of course, it gets harder and harder every EA FC that's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Just like in the previous FIFAs, they always try to make that harder.
Yeah, I think shooting is gonna get. But you're right. Like the passing motions, the runs.
Yeah.
It just feels more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see them doing like annoying things like they did before.
Yeah.
Did that just hit the ref and they called the foul? What? Oh no. Funny, one thing they haven't added to FIFA is VAR.
Oh, they haven't?
No. That's another thing I've noticed. A lot of they've like paid attention to a lot of the players. Sterling, the way Sterling runs is literally how he runs in real life.
Yeah.
With his arms up.
Oh yeah.
There's other players who seem to like miss shots the exact same way they kind of typically miss shots.
The motion,
in a game.
right? Of
Yeah.
the body.
It's this intricate details that I love about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good practice game. One more game for us, and then we're gonna get out of here. I mean, we're not gonna get out of here. We'll keep playing, but you know, for the people listening and watching along, So the next thing I'm gonna do. You want different teams? You want?
Yes, let's spice it up.
Let's spice it up. We should do these live. That's gonna be my next thing.
The
Go
forms.
live on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Live form too. You brought up lip sync. I'm gonna.
Oh, you don't do the. So what we do is we
Press X to.
randomize,
Okay.
but we usually depended on how many goals the winner scored the previous game. So you scored 3 goals, so we can do it 3 times.
3 randomized. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh no, not Turkey, bro. I cannot
Yikes.
be in Turkey.
Yikes, he's in Turkey. Well, I can't be in
Why you gotta do
Sweden
this
for
to me?
Brahma. Do we get any of the 3 teams that we picked? Because I saw Valencia in mine.
Can we do
One more? Okay, one more. Randy can't
Well,
do
we gotta
Turkey.
look each other.
Wait, so you can't do Turkey.
No,
Turkey is on your shit list right now.
it's
For
below
how they-
shirtless, bro.
Below shit list for how they're treating the Armenians
Yeah,
and not providing aid.
nothing. I mean, they don't want us to exist either. They're like brothers with the Azeris.
Wow. We're not doing Turkey. All right,
Yeah, I
look me in
cannot.
the eye. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
All right. 2,
Okay.
1 3-star team, 1 3.5 star. Watford it is, bruv.
Okay.
Okay. These are weird jerseys, but
I like Kappa.
sure. I don't
So,
even know who sponsors us.
Throughout history in soccer, in all the leagues, which one is your favorite brand that has always constantly has made beautiful jersey designs?
I'm glad you brought that up. And for those who are listening along, Chris he works in the fashion industry. He owns a Public Estrellas, which is a
Thrift shop?
thrift store. And he gets his clothes imported from where? All over Europe.
I would say all over the world, specifically mixtures from France, Italy, Germany, and Japan.
So that clothing question is really like if that brand question, I guess I should say, is really a part of his kind of life force in this. But to answer your question, when I think of brands outside of the Nike and Adidas, we were talking about this a little off camera. I think of the OG brands like Diadora. That was one of the coolest brands I remember ever seeing growing up. With the colorful boots. It was probably some of the outside of Lotto. Lotto had colorful boots too, and those were really
Lotto,
fun.
yeah.
Those are 2 Italian brands, right?
Yes.
And then Kappa. I did like Kappa only
Kappa,
because it
yeah.
just looked like there was a naked woman. And so me
Yeah.
and my friends always got a kick out of it.
There was Ulsport, that was German, I think. UHLSPORT.
Never heard of that. Okay.
It looked like a half moon, black, but twisted facing up. It was
Okay.
quite sick, the logo and all that.
And they had dope
The
threads.
logo itself was cool, but overall the designs they've made for jerseys in the Bundesliga, nah.
Okay, they did Bundesliga mostly.
Yeah.
So where did these brands go? Because I feel like I don't see any of these anymore. I see Macron still. They do a lot of like South American, African jerseys.
Yeah.
I don't see Kappa anywhere, but clearly
Kappa,
they're sponsoring Swedish teams, or
yeah, and then there's Napoli, of course.
Napoli is
one. I think
major.
they brought it into light because they won, of course, Serie A last year.
Yep.
But but what's it called? I think that itself with the monogram on the shoulders, it's like it's catchy. Like you don't see Nike do that, or I mean Adidas.
That's the Kappa has the monogram. Oh, the
Yeah.
thing down the side. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Even with the jackets.
Yeah,
or
you
the
see
track
Adidas with
pants.
but you don't see anybody else really doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like rememberable because you don't see, like besides like Barca as a team, they always had stripes.
Yes.
Or Bayern or Milan.
Or Milan.
Chelsea has always been all over the place.
Chelsea's been all over the
You
place,
know?
but it's been for the most part just blue with white socks.
Yeah.
That's the most notable. Watford, I've never seen these jerseys. These are some weird away kits.
Your teams. Oh, yeah.
I do like the randomized thing because you do get to. So FIFA for me, I started playing FIFA at least 98 because I
Wow.
remember for sure FIFA 98 was a huge one. Ooh.
Yeah.
FIFA 98 had indoor ball. It had like you could play in the snow.
In the mode, like.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a game mode. That was really fun.
But I'm sure they continued using that mode when you go on the game settings, right?
You can not in game settings, but now you can play Volta football in these, which is like a specific, 3v3, 4v4,
Yeah.
plus futsal 5v5.
Yeah.
Ooh. Which is cool because that does represent a lot of world soccer.
True.
Ooh, shot.
So
Yeah, so my brand would probably the coolest brand I would think is Diadora because I just
Diadora.
liked the I liked the way it looked. I liked the colors that they use.
Yeah.
What's your top brand of all time?
In soccer or overall fashion?
Wow. Answer soccer first and then overall fashion second. And why?
I think before that it's personalization. I try to connect the dots, who you grew up watching, and I watch El Fenomeno, so Mercurials have always been part of my life in soccer. So I would say Nike overall because I also have I have wide feet, and Nike has always made wide feet shoes.
Wait. Wide feet or narrow feet?
Wide. But
no way.
First,
no way you don't have wide feet. Look at your boy. Second, as he tries to score on me, I'm going to get a shot of his feet. Kick him up here. Look, this is what wide feet look like. Those are narrow.
Narrow, you're right.
And yes, Nike is for narrow feet people. So those Mercurials probably are perfect.
I've been having it wrong for so many years now. Oh my.
Yeah, the best wide feet shoes because I have Fred Flintstone feet. Is probably Adidas, Puma for sure. Puma, the Puma Kings, the Puma King accelerators or executives, whatever they call them. Wee.
Yeah.
Those have been a fire brand for me. What other brands? Man, the only wide foot shoe Nike made that were like the best
CTR 360s.
Oh, the CTRs were cool. Those are like, ooh, what a save.
He looks like Aldo.
Sima.
Aldo?
Oh, yeah.
American legend.
Yeah. Joe's Altidore. No,
Altidore
were you thinking Freddie Adu?
Freddie Adu.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a story on Freddie Adu, bro, because people don't realize like if Freddie had gotten it right, soccer in America would have been so different because he would have been the Michael Jordan of soccer. Unfortunately, there's a lot of factors for why that didn't happen. His choices as well as the backing of U.S. soccer.
Yeah,
there's a whole story around that.
Yeah, he had 1 year where he was like very had a spotlight.
He was
with Nike too.
Yeah, with Nike. He's at 16, he signed a Nike contract.
Yeah.
He was a Generation Adidas. Wow, he's got no skill moves. Nobody on Watford knows how to dribble. They know how to pass and shoot though.
Oh, here we go with this. The
zooms time, baby. I like that feature that they added.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just makes it feel a little bit more like a video game. There it is!
No. What the?
I'm onside. Golazo! Offside.
Oh.
Yikes. That was wild. I should have just headed it in. He head past it.
That was a crazy goal though. So much happened.
He just needed to leave it. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Well, my play was
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know the rule in soccer. This is a rule not many people know. When it relates to offsides rules.
Oh, yeah.
Offside is if you are ahead of the second to last player on the field.
Second to last.
Because the keeper is technically the last player.
Oh, yeah, true.
So even if the keeper's ahead of your player, your
Mm-hmm.
last player, then suddenly he becomes the second to last player.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, little things.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
See?
Me
Wait, he
playing
kept
for
that
so
inside?
many
So many years.
as a striker. I started as a defender, like Drogba did, and then he became a striker. Did you
Yeah.
know that?
I did know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was early in Drogba's career,
Yeah.
but Drogba was also a late bloomer.
Yeah. And I do think of that of myself too. I know in fact I was not the greatest player as a young player.
Wow, great tackle. I wasn't a great young player either. Do you have any coaches or any specific part of time in your life that you would kind of dedicate to? By the way, if y'all didn't know on this podcast, Chris is a baller. He's a trickster. He's an engine. I would probably put him on the wing and say he's like a box to box winger, but like he said, he's a striker through and through.
Yeah, so I started as a center back and then I slowly
Center
went
back.
up to wing and then even striker. What?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
The ricochet. Is he offsides? He is. Yet again. Yet again.
I'm getting lucky. That was a crazy save though by the goalie.
That was crazy. That was supposed to be my superpower shot. Like, the fuck kind of shot was that?
Remember that Super Mario Soccer game too? That was crazy too on the GameCube.
I didn't play Super Mario
Oh,
Soccer.
You're gonna love that game.
We need to bring that back.
Yeah.
So you were talking about FIFA Street earlier too.
FIFA Street 2 and 3.
That was
Yeah.
probably like 2010, 2008 and through 2010 or something like
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
FIFA Street was lit. I'm sad that not only did they not bring it back, but they didn't incorporate it into the newer FIFA. But
Yeah, and it had so much potential because there were so many features in that game
yes,
that kept it exciting all the time because there were some arenas or countries where you would play on different goal sizes. Like, remember when you guys invited me to play on that Tiki Taka?
yes,
You had some arenas with those wide goals.
Yes.
And then some arenas
The
with
low,
super,
wide.
super small goals.
Right.
So it keeps it exciting and triggering. Like, but now everything's just so plain. It's like, okay, we get it. Volta, okay, yeah. 11 on 11, okay, yeah. So
yeah. It kind of FIFA can get kind of old and boring after a while. Good shot. This guy can shoot. Who is this
Yeah.
guy?
So I think they are doing that for cost reasons and timing too, that they don't want to keep these little additions because it's costing them, I guess. So they just keep the highlight on the main modes.
Yeah. Which makes sense. You know, there's no reason to
Yeah.
keep producing all these different games if
Yeah.
majority of people want to play FIFA. I didn't realize that eFootball was still out. PES basically.
Or Pro Evolution.
Yeah, Konami's. There it is. Watford, brothers. Watford. Watford fam. Have you been keeping up with Top Boy?
I watched the whole thing.
Man, so I haven't watched the last season. I'm
Oh,
actually
then-
planning to watch some of it tonight.
Wow. You're not gonna sleep, bro. Thank
I
God I
never
brought you coffee.
I never sleep. He did give me coffee, so we're like wide awake now.
Yeah. So you watched the first ones, right? Of Top Boy?
I didn't watch was it Summer House? I didn't
Oh,
watch that. I
okay.
started with just like Jamie was my favorite character. Like I
Yeah.
started with him. So him not being in the show anymore is really the reason I didn't start playing it again. Cause you know, cool Duchesne and the other guy, but it just didn't. It wasn't doing much for me.
You know, Kane is a grimer. Like, he's an artist.
Yes, I feel like there's like 4 people on that show.
And Little Sims, she's an amazing artist. I've been
Little Sims. Is
Little
that the girl
Sims?
who plays Jack? No, she plays the drug dealer. Is it a girl or that's
she's
a
a
boy?
girl, yeah.
I think it is. I think it is Jack in the show.
I forgot her name in the show.
Is she on Duchesne's team?
They become together. They start a relationship together. Her
Okay.
and Duchesne.
Oh, her and Duchesne.
Yeah.
Oh, the lady with the braids.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. She's an artist too. So they just employ a lot of artists on the show.
Yeah, and they all live in the same district.
Yeah,
Actually,
that makes sense.
I did found her through SoundCloud way before she became an actual, more recognized artist.
Ooh, he can
Wow.
shoot. Whoever
This
number
guy-
14 on Watford is, shoot with him. Yikes. Yeah. It is cool. I remember seeing Dave,
Yeah.
who was like the main
Oh, yeah,
bad
with the
guy.
eye.
Yeah.
Oh, his bars are also really good.
Yeah,
He's
they can
really
rap.
good. But I grew up with Skepta, man. I even went to his concert in LA. I've never experienced a mosh pit like that
Mhm.
with little kids. Like, it's like, what is going on here? But now he's DJing like house. It's like, wow.
Wow. Okay. Skepta's doing his thing.
Yeah.
I listened to Skepta's kind of one of the original UK rappers that I
Yeah.
always hear about. I'm trying to think who else.
And his brother too. I forgot his brother.
Central C? No, that's not.
Uh,
That's who I think of now when I think of-
GME.
okay.
JME.
I don't know him.
Yeah. There's DJ Rascal, Wiley, Major, Stormzy. Yeah, I followed them while I was living still in Germany. My last year was in 2008, and grime was not a genre in Germany because German rap and grime really no chemistry, no connection.
Mm-hmm.
But I always followed underground artists, and actually through FIFA Street because I wanted to find out more about these soundtracks.
So FIFA Street had a good soundtrack too. FIFA always
Yeah.
is. FIFA's notorious for having a good soundtrack.
Yeah,
The only issue recently is I don't listen to FIFA a lot anymore.
yeah.
I play my own music, or and so I've really lost out a little bit.
True.
Because when I turned this game on, they were playing Kendrick Lamar and Baby Keem.
Really?
They were, yeah.
Oh
have-
yeah.
They have some tracks on here, so you got to pay attention to the soundtrack on FIFA.
In the
always.
last FIFA, they put all the favorite tracks into one playlist. Did you recognize
No,
that? Yeah.
all the favorite tracks from every year.
From
FIFA.
all the FIFAs, yeah. I think they
Yikes.
always do a vote on this on Reddit or like actual ones for FIFA specifically.
That's what I mean. FIFA engages with their fans. Like
Yeah, community.
They know,
There's
yeah.
community.
there's a FIFA community, and me growing up with FIFA, that's how I learned the players.
Oh wow.
That's how I learned like a lot of these European players, because we didn't have, on American television, you're not watching any other game but Man United and maybe Chelsea, which is why I became
yeah.
a Chelsea fan, because it was like red versus blue, right?
Yeah.
Bloods and Crips.
True.
Yikes.
But were you also shocked how many teams there are from London? Like Tottenham.
Yeah.
uh,
Tottenham, West Ham,
West-
Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Arsenal, Leeds.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Though I've been to London, it's huge.
Yeah.
So it's not terribly surprising. But when you think about it, LA's pretty big too.
Yeah.
Like if you include Pasadena, ooh, good turn. Pasadena or, Santa Monica or whatever. So there
Yeah.
could be, hundreds of, not hundreds, but there could be, if we had the same kind of club system in America that they
Yeah.
had in England, and then all of these like little, San Jose Sharks or,
Yeah.
California, SoCal Surf or whatever,
Yeah.
it
But-
could be the same.
I actually want to. I don't have Hulu unfortunately, but I do want to watch this actor's show Wrexham.
Yes.
Wow.
You got to watch it. It's interesting. And
Did you
it's
watch it?
yeah, I watched at least the first 18 episodes.
Wow.
Ooh, good defense.
Do you think he's gonna really bring the team to the first EPL division?
I mean, they could. They have the money to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's easier said than done. Like EPL specifically, like
Yeah.
you can't just bring a anything club to EPL. But they've already climbed up 2 divisions.
Yeah.
I think they're playing third division football now. They do pretty well in the FA Cup. Wow,
Yeah.
great ball. But I like the show. One, I really like Ryan Reynolds. I think just Oh, from a film perspective. Does he have enough? From a film perspective, Ryan Reynolds really knows what he's doing. Keeps producing hits, even if they're like small Netflix hits. Like The Adam Project was really good. I liked another one of those. Free Guy. Free Guy is a good movie. If you guys,
Free Guy.
For those of you who are like me and really question the thought and possibility of us actually living in a simulation, Free Guy is a real interesting simulation movie. Ooh. We're gonna keep playing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to talk about here. I want to just thank you real quick, Chris, coming on, talking a little bit. I actually have to have you on because I didn't even get to like really work in the fashion angle of things, but that is so fun. So we got a taste of Chris.
Part one.
We're going to that's part one. We're going to get a little bit deeper into Public Estrellas, but if you can, and I'm giving it the Spanish pronunciation. I don't know if that's how you say it. If you say Public Estrellas or whatever.
Public Estrellas. And if you go, I'll get you guys 10 to 15% off. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Instagram. Just search Public Estrellas, like
at
in Spanish.
Public Estrellas, huh?
Yes.
Okay, Public Estrellas.
Be your own muse through rewear. That's my motto.
That's it. Be your own muse through rewear. Thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in, this is the first time we're doing this kind of hybrid FIFA/podcast session. It's fun. I really like it. Hopefully we do another one of these. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, everything the same, at Eat Pray Ball. Go over to YouTube. When you're watching this video, if you're watching this video now, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to be here. It's all about connecting the world through the love of footy, and I'm here with my boy doing exactly that.
Thank you so much, bro.
I appreciate it. Again, go follow Public Estrellas anywhere you can find it. It's the EPB podcast, and we will catch you guys later.